Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Mamiya, and today we're going to be checking out the 1.0 version, full release of Jotunnslayer Hordes of Hel, the awesome bullet heaven. So much has changed since we played last. There's new levels and new characters, and in this video we're going to be checking out one of the new characters, Warden. So, interesting thing about Warden is doesn't have a dodge ability. Instead, his dodge is a ground smash. So it says ground smash deals 20 damage and medium knockback. He has a passive tower shield. Incoming attacks are stopped and their damage is ignored. 25% block chance. And his final ability, passive, is Iron Within. Dwarves are tougher and harder to stop than humans. 200 max health and immune to slow. We're just going to stick with his basic weapon for now. The Craftsman Hammer has a -8% cooldown, and the ability attached to it is Gear Wheel. Releases a gear that splits into two parts at the end, dramatically changing direction, that deals 30 damage, has a 30% bleed chance and lasts 4 seconds with a cooldown of 11 seconds. And the bleed does 8 damage every second. Now, I believe Jotunheim is a new area that I'm not sure if it was released in 1.0, but it's certainly a new zone for what I've recorded. So we're going to check Jotunheim out at the moment. We will stick with normal difficulty. So enemy difficulty is 200%, 15-minute raid time, 4 objectives with a resource bonus of 75%. We're going to be aiming for new gods and new abilities just to show off some of the new stuff that people may not have seen yet. We're in. Let's get to it. So in this level, they're all like, the map is basically loads of floating islands, and the only way to get between them, so we can either do braziers here. This is a mission objective. You get a reward for completing the objective. Braziers is nearby braziers, thumb with eldritch power, possibly useful for rituals. Find and light them. We've got to light 2 braziers for a reward of 3 gold. Gold is essentially meta progression. Then we got the rune puzzle. A mysterious rune puzzle with a solution that changes each time. Activate the stones in the correct order. And we got to solve 2 puzzle runes for a reward of 7 gold. Let's do that. And Odin is new as far as I'm aware. However, we're going to re-roll here because there's a specific god that I want. And there they are, Njord, or I think it's just Nord, maybe the J silent, not 100% sure on that. They're the god of sea, wind, and wealth. So, we got 2 abilities and a passive here. First one is Leviathan, a flipping sea monster that deals 20 damage on a 6-second cooldown. We got the Lost Drakar, which summons a ramming ship for 24 damage on a 9-second cooldown. And the passive is Fish Dinner. Level up heals a small portion of health, 30 HP on level up. I'm going to go for the boat here. It deals the most damage. Yes, it's got a larger cooldown than the Leviathan, but I kind of like it. And do you know what? Actually, let's just turn the volume down a tad. And here you go. You got to stand on the runes to get to the next island. We're going to be a little bit slower today because obviously we don't have a dash ability. We don't have a movement ability. Ooh, more Nord, please. We can get Oh, they're all active abilities. So we've got Vortex 1, a world that pulls and erupts into a geyser. It pulls enemies for 2.5 seconds, deals 15 damage on an 8-second cooldown. Leviathan, which we've seen before, or Kraken, a monstrous enemy crushing tentacles, deals 8 damage with 2 tentacles on a cooldown of 8 seconds. I'm going to go for the Leviathan here, I think. 20 damage on a 6-second cooldown sounds good to me. Ooh, we did them in the wrong order there. We'll go Warden. This is our class, so we got a bunch of different unique abilities. Punish is a passive, chance to knock back enemies and damage nearby enemies with a successful block. 13 damage in a 2-meter radius with medium knockback, and it's a 70% chance to trigger on block. Or we can go for Iron Fist, a active ability, a heavy Iron Fist that deals 22 damage with 2 strikes in a 2-meter radius on a 5-second cooldown. Or finally we have Hammer Time 1, an oscillating hammer that deals 10 damage with a range of 3 meters and a duration of 1.5 seconds on a 4-second cooldown. Let's go with Hammer Time, yeah. We need to figure out what order to do these in. Okay. We don't want either of these, so let's re-roll. Okay, we'll go for Odin then, is a new one. We'll get a passive here. Worthy opponent increases all damage, especially against elite enemies. 5% damage and at 20% damage versus elites. Or Rune Mastery. Double cast skill on a single cooldown and heals a small portion of health. We got 5% chance and it heals 7 health when we double cast. Let's deal more damage against elites. Okay. Oh, we're doing it in the right order now. Yes, we are. Fantastic. There we go. That's one puzzle done. And, ooh, Brock and Sindri are new gods as well. They provide passives. Like, I believe that's all they provide is passives. There's no active abilities, but we're going to go for the Warden here. We can either upgrade Hammer Time to increase its range by a meter and reduce the cooldown by 0.5 of a second. Do Barricade as a passive that increases chance to block incoming hits by 6%. Or Tremors. Ground Smash gains a chance to stun enemies. 25% chance to stun on a 3-second cooldown. And the trigger is Ground Smash. I do kind of like stun, so let's get passive stun. The Ground Smash is our movement ability. It's RB. It's that. It was a little bit hard to see there. We want to go Brock and Sindri here, because we'd just be picking a passive from Loki anyway, so we may as well go for the actual passive god. We got Rado 1. A Rhythm Rune increases the speed of attack by 8%. Kaunaz. I'm going to be horrible at pronouncing all these, but either way, we'll get through it. Is a Knowledge Rune. Increases the number of rerolls, banishes / seals. This one only gives us 3 extra banishes. And Awaz, a Magic Rune that provides a random buffing status with the use of the weapon skill. Random buff for 4 seconds. Let's just get attack speed. 8% attack speed, I think, is worth it. Hey, we managed to block an attack there. Love it. Let's get rid of the giant. I think they give a lot of XP. Right, rune puzzle time. Start here. Go there, and then go to the bottom rune. Then we go up. And oh, that was it. Okay, I mistook the bridge runes on the floor there for the objective runes. We want more Warden, please. Rebound is a passive that makes ground smash usable more often, so minus 20% dash cooldown. We got Iron Fist, which we've seen before, and then Blunt Force, chance to stun enemies on each attack. I do like that, 7% stun chance for 2 seconds, but I think we want our actives filled out, so let's go for Iron Fist. Now we've got 50 odd seconds before our next objective, so let's just farm some XP. We managed to stun that guy there. Do you know what? Actually, let's head for the chest. Oh, this character has a better chance of healing items dropping for you. Ooh, do you know what? We got the options between a Crystal Geode, which gives you 50% XP of your current level. We can heal 125 HP. Don't think we want that because we're pretty much at full health at the moment. Or we can get 3 gold, which is meta progression. Let's get XP. Let's level up. And we'll go for more Brock and Sindri, please. We got Ansus. Is the God Rune, increased God skill damage by 15%. We got an upgraded version of Raido, which increases our attack speed up to 16% from 8. Or Uruz, Power Rune increases weapon skill damage by 20%. Let's keep going for attack speed here. I kind of want to focus on stuns. I think that's a good way to build this character. Lots of food dropping, and food heals you for a ton of health. We got more Warden. We can upgrade our Iron Fist to have 3 strikes with an 8% stun chance, or we can increase the damage of our ground smash with Earthquake, or we can get Deafening Impact, a passive that gives you a chance to stun nearby enemies with a successful block. I think we've seen this one before. Let's just keep going into our Iron Fist, upgrading that. It does a very nice amount of damage in a big AoE. We're back up to full health thanks to our passive regeneration. Right, our objectives here are Venom Elementals, an easy objective. Ancient Venom poisons the land of Jotunheim. Raise and vanquish them. Defeat the Venom Elementals, 2 of them for 5 gold. Or we can do Wind Crystals. Unstable crystals attract nearby wild wind spirits. Bait and capture them. Activate Wind Crystals 1, a reward for 8 gold. Yeah, we'll do that. I always like to go for the bigger money objective. Just so you got more cash to take back with you and spend on meta progression. And we get to pick our subclass here. So we've got Adventurer, resourceful explorer of the unknown depths with a nose for money and eyes for treasure. Bonus skill or reward chance, 25%. 15% experience gained, and we can get a buff called Gold Rush, which triggers when you pick up gold and gives you a 2% increased collecting range and 1% healing power. We got Shield Bearer, stalwart guardian of the ancestral halls and a stout vanguard of his kin, gives you 2 health per second health regen, an extra 10% block chance, and Iron Wall, shield 50% of max health on a cooldown of 70 seconds. Pretty good, but I don't think that's the build that we're going for today. Or we've got Weapon Master, a true artisan's at arms, wielding any weapon as a tool of destruction. It gives you 15% extra attack crit hit chance and 100% weapon skill crit hit chance. So guaranteed crits on your weapon skill. Demolition is 50 damage and weapon skill reset chance 25%. Trigger attack kill, cooldown 5 seconds. We have been going attack speed, so I think we want the Weapon Master here. As good as Adventurer is, I think for the build that we're going for at the moment, Weapon Master is where it's at. And we want Warden. Rebound makes ground smash usable more often, minus 20% cooldown on that. Pulverize makes us deal additional bonus damage to enemies inflicted with stun, 25% additional damage, or Rock Solid just gives us 80 max health. Let's get Pulverized. On more damage against enemies that are stunned. And we plan on stunning enemies a lot. Ooh, that guy's just sliding away. We did the wind crystal, nice. Let's pick up this food so we don't have an early death, and we'll go for more Nord here. Should we pick up our final auto cast? We already have Leviathan, so we could upgrade that, but I don't think I wanna. And we've got Fish Dinner as a passive, which we've seen before, that just heals us on level up. But I think we'll go for Vortex here. A world that pulls and erupts into a geyser. Pull duration 2.5 seconds, 15 damage on an 8-second cooldown. Ooh, we got an extra skill. Warden. This keeps coming up, does Rebound. Do we want to make Ground Smash usable more often? Possibly. At some point. Deafening Impact, chance to stun nearby enemies with a successful block. I don't know if we're blocking that often. I think we've got a 50% chance to block. Or it might be 25% chance. But I kind of want to fully upgrade Iron Fist, so it increases the number of strikes from 3 to 4 and increases the stun chance from 8 to 15%. Lovely. More stuns, please. Now we've got 3 minutes to chill before our next objective. So we go hard and kill as many enemies as possible. Keeping an eye on the mini-map for any golden imps that might spawn, or chests. Or more Warden, please. We can upgrade Hammer Time, giving it an increased range from 3 to 4 meters and a reduced cooldown from 4 to 3.5 seconds. We got increased damage of Ground Smash, 40% increased damage, or Blood and Thunder. Attack crits have a chance to apply bleed or shock status. 45% chance for a 4-second duration on a crit. Let's upgrade Hammer Time. We're trying to stun, so like shock and bleed are reasonable, but not really what we're looking for at the moment. It is a nice extra bit of damage. More Nord, please. Ooh, chance to stun upon using a weapon skill in a 3-meter radius, 100% chance for a 2.5 second duration. Holy moly. Okay, this is probably what we want, but let's just check out the other ones. We can upgrade our Vortex to have an increased duration by 1 second and 10 extra damage, or we can get Ebb and Swell, periodically shifting health regen or movement speed bonus, oscillates between a 20% movement speed or a 3 health per second health regen. Every 10 seconds it'll change. Let's get stun chance on our weapon skill. That's just gonna synergize with us dealing more damage to stunned enemies. And pick up as much XP as we can. We're leaving the food on the floor here, just in case things get a little bit rough, and we can come back to that food to give us a heal later, because at the moment we really don't need it. More Warden, absolutely. We can upgrade Hammer Time to have a higher range by 1 meter and a reduced cooldown from 3.5 to 3 seconds. We could get Rock Solid, which increases our max health by 80, or Barricade, increase the chance to block incoming hits. Yeah, do you know what? 6% increased chance to block, I think, is probably worth it. Then we can look into getting the skill that stuns enemies when we block. So we wanna bump our block chance up as much as possible, because we're going to be getting, well, the enemies are going to hit us quite a fair amount, especially later on in the run, purely because we don't really have a movement ability, so we can't get away from enemies. Let's go for more Warden. Now we can bump hammer time up again. We could get a passive mithril hammer. Hammer splits into more projectiles after the first hit of each attack. I do really like this. Going from 1 to 2 projectiles. Bear in mind, I believe we also have a chance to stun enemies, do we? Maybe not. But that is something we do want to eventually pick up. Do you know what? Let's pick it up now. We kind of want all 3 of these, to be fair, but we'll pick the one we don't have. Ooh, that was a big old hit, which we almost couldn't avoid. Thankfully, we're getting a lot of food being dropped for us. Just managed to get out of the AoE there. This guy should almost be gone. Yep. See you later, buddy. We got Charm of the Giants to increase our max health by 100. We've got Essence of the Gods, God skill upgrade, or Aduna's Apple Juice, which gives us 5% HP per second health regen for 10 seconds. Let's go for a skill upgrade. Leviathan, bumping that up to stage 2, which gives it 5 extra damage and 1 second cooldown reduction, so from 6 to 5 seconds. Let's go check out this chest, see what we got going on over there. Or Nord, absolutely. Now we can fully upgrade Leviathan here. So it deals 30 damage on a 4-second cooldown. Or we can upgrade our ramming ship, so it deals 30 damage with a 25% chance to curse on an 8-second cooldown. Or we can get Fish Dinner for healing on a level up. I feel like we probably don't need Fish Dinner, so I might actually banish it, just because we're getting a lot of food drops. So healing shouldn't be like... that heal on level up shouldn't really be that relevant. Let's level up our Lost Drakkar. Start cursing enemies. And we can get the Valhallan Bead, which gives us 30% damage increase for 70 seconds. We could get the Crystal Geode, which gives us 50% XP of the current level, or Healing Herbs to heal for 125. I like to go for the XP. What can I say? Number go up. More Warden, absolutely. We can upgrade our hammer time. Get Law and Order to increase God skills damage by 12%. Or Earthquake to increase the damage of our ground smash by 40%. I think it's time to upgrade hammer time. Get it all the way. We want that evolution when things start going wild. We got about 50 seconds till our next objective. Absolutely bonked that guy into dust. The one thing that I'd love to see that I've not seen yet is increasing this character's AoE size for the ground smash. Both of like the weapon ability and the movement ability. If we can make the AoE huge on that, that'd be fantastic. Or we could max out hammer time here, increasing the damage to 14 and doubling the number of projectiles, increasing the range from 5 to 6 meters. We could get a chance to stun enemies with a successful block. That is something we do want to pick up. Or Bottomless Stomach. Each food eaten increases health slightly. 10 max health. It is stackable, so we can see... Well, when we pick this, it'll keep showing up. I think the biggest power spike for us is going to be getting hammer time, so let's do it. Oh yeah, that is some lovely AoE there. Ooh, you see all those stuns popping up there. That was from our weapon ability, the shield slam. Right, can we get a good objective? Level 20. More Nord, please. We can increase the effectiveness of our vortex, increasing the pull duration by 1 second and the damage by 10. Salted wounds increase the damage against enemies below half health. 25% extra damage. I think that's probably going to be super useful against the boss. Or we can get sea legs. Increase attack damage with the hero's movement speed. Honestly, what can we see our movement speed bonus? Let's have a look. It'll be down at the bottom, won't it? 104%. Does that give us 20% extra damage? I think it does. Let's get sea legs. Oh, and we get an extra skill. Go for Warden. I do kind of like Bottomless Stomach, but we'd have to pick it multiple times for it to be most effective. Rebound, making the ground smash cooldown minus 20%. Pretty good, but we did say we want a chance to stun nearby enemies with a successful block, so let's pick up the Deafening Impact. It's a 30% stun chance for 2-second duration. A 1-second cooldown as well. Right, we got the same objective, it's just we got to pick the difficulty of it. So, on easy, the Curse of Storm says endure an unruly thunderstorm, face it and survive. We get 4 gold for that. At medium, endure an unruly thunderstorm under a grounding gale that gives us 7 gold. Or hard, endure the thunderstrike, static beams and grounding gale of the storm's eye for 12 gold. We're definitely going for hard here. I want to get as much gold as possible. I am a dwarf after all. Greed is in our nature. That guy's gonna bonk us. Yeah, he did. We gotta survive 60 seconds here. So far, not too bad. As this progresses, more and more stuff's going to hit the ground. Ooh, do we want Nord or Warden? Let's go a bit more Nord. Now we have the choice of upgrading either one of these. So we can upgrade Leviathan to deal 5 extra damage and reduce its cooldown by 1 second. We can upgrade Lost Drakkar to give it 6 extra damage, double the curse chance, so from 25 to 50%, and reduce the cooldown by 1 second from 8 to 7 seconds. We can upgrade Vortex, increasing the pull duration by 1 second and the damage by 10, or we can get Ebb and Swell for movement speed and HP regen. I think I'm going to upgrade Leviathan first. It is... like 4 seconds is nothing for a cooldown. Granted, 30 damage isn't huge, but it's firing off so often that it adds up. The DPS is actually going to be pretty high. Look at all the food on the minimap, by the way. 4 bits of food. Hardly ever see that. Ooh. We are getting hit by the AoEs. They're a little bit harder to dodge when you don't have any movement abilities. That's why this character has built-in block. There should be an elite slash... Well, yeah, an elite that spawns. Yeah, that lightning's getting us good there. Did we beat the elite without even seeing it? I think we might have done. Yeah. Alright, well, we got 2 minutes to chill out and farm XP. Get some levels before the next objective. I think that's going to be our final objective as well, before we find the boss. More Nord, absolutely. And we got Lostrakar. We've seen the upgrades for that, and Vortex we've seen multiple times. So the new one here is Downpour of Fish. Casting a class or god skill calls down harmful fish onto a random target for 10 damage. That seems like a lot of DPS. Triggers on skill cast, so every skill we cast is an extra 10 damage. Yeah, do you know what? Let's get it. We are spamming abilities. Let's see if we can spot the fish that fall down. I think it's like you see bits of water coming down from the sky, sort of like a waterfall. Yeah, it's hard to see because it goes so fast, but I believe that's the fish. And an extra 10 damage per ability, it bloody adds up when we're triggering off skills as quickly as we are. Extra rerolls with Erd's dice. I don't really like getting the temporary buffs unless we're going straight into the boss. So Elixir of Haste is pretty damn good, giving us 25% movement speed and attack speed, but it only lasts 70 seconds. This is going to be insane going up against the boss, but we're not. We've still got a few minutes left, and Valhalla Mead gives you a 30% damage increase for 70 seconds. Let's just pick rerolls, just in case we get a god that we don't want. We also have a full heal on the map. That's this horn over here, just in case we need it, but I'm not entirely sure we will need it. We are absolutely bonking enemies. Let's reroll here. Nice, we got Nord. Ooh, we can get more fish. I do sort of like that. But Salted Wounds giving us 25% damage increase on enemies again, below 50% health. That is definitely something we want to pick up eventually. We've also got Bottomless Wealth, a passive that gives you a chance to summon additional gold on gold pickup. 1 to 3 extra gold on 15% chance. Nah, we'll get more fish. Downpour of Fish. Feel like that's, yeah, we got a lot of fish coming down from the sky. See all those stuns. Ooh, we've got an elite. A mini-boss. We stunned him. Yeah, we stunned him out of that AoE attack. Oh, these stuns are going hard. They're really stopping him from doing much. Right, we can get a Soul Stone here. This is meta progression for unlocking new weapons. I do like that. We can get a flat 3 health per second HP regen. We can get Magnet to draw all experience in a large radius towards the hero. I think we'll go for the health regen, actually. That's not going to be useful right now, but it's probably going to help us survive against the boss. Let's reroll, and we get Nord. Is it time to fully upgrade our ramming ship, the Lostrakar? I think so. Bottomless Wealth and Ebb and Swell are okay, but yeah, I think we'll go for the Drakar there. Increasing its damage and reducing its cooldown again. The quicker we can fire off our abilities as well, the more fish that we spawn. So it's just going to skyrocket our DPS. Nothing is surviving for very long. We're not having enemies close enough for us really to do our AoEs around us. Right. Our final objective for the map. Sacrificial pylons is the easy option. Some evil can only be stopped by sacrifice. Slay enemies near the pylons for 5 gold. Or we can do Nithstangs, a medium challenge objective. A number of cursed knitting poles scourge the area. Destroy them. We've got to destroy 2 for 8 gold. Yeah, let's go for that. And they are to the left of us and above us on the map. Okay. We just want to head over in their direction. Oh god, what's this? Is that them? That's a knitting. Nithstag. Okay. That just got absolutely destroyed. Love to see that. We got real good damage at the moment. Or Nord, please. We can upgrade our vortex. Get salted wounds. I've been banging on about this. We might pick it up this time. And then we got ebb and swell. Yeah, let's get salted wounds. Then we can try and focus on vortex. Fully level that. The final Nithstag, or Stang even, is down. Now we need to make our way all the way to the bottom of the map. The question is, though, do we want to farm a little bit more XP? Get a couple of levels before we fight the boss? Because we've still got 200, what am I on about? 200, 2 minutes. There we go. Got it out of here. Yeah, 2 minutes, 40 seconds-ish until it forces us into the boss fight. I think we just make our way down here. Leveled up again. There's Nord. And we got Vortex or Downpour of Fish to give us an extra fish. Oh, I mean, I think this is going to equate to way more damage than the Vortex, unfortunately. So, yeah, let's max out Downpour of Fish. And we can get rerolls, banishes, and gold. I don't know if we're going to level up much more, so maybe we just take the pouch of coins here, yeah. And, you know what, game? You got me there. Although we are going into the boss, so movement speed and attack speed, what's going to equate to more damage and give us a better chance of survival in the boss? An extra level or 70-second buff? I think I'm going to go for the level. Or 50% of a level. It just brings us closer. We're almost at level 27 now. Get to level 27, yeah, then we'll go fight the boss. More Warden, please, and yeah. We definitely want to max out Iron Fist here. Going from 22 to 30 damage and 4 to 5 strikes in a 2 to 3 meter radius with a 20% chance to stun. Beautiful. Let's fight a new boss. Oh ho ho, wow. You look gross, my friend. We're blocking a load of attacks there, but we definitely want to be careful. I don't believe we can stun the boss, but I could be wrong. We are dishing out the damage. They are faster than us. We need to always be moving away from the boss. Oh yeah, that was a lot of hits there. And we are slow. Ooh. Blocking is saving our ass. No. Is the boss getting faster? Oh, we phased the boss. Let's see if we can't get some health maybe from these guys. It would be lovely. Would one of you like to drop us a little bit of meat? Oh, 110 damage from that. Oh, 151 damage there. You're gonna have to be careful. So slow. That poison's killer. We are in survival mode. Oh, managed to get out of that, thankfully. What are you gonna do? Oh, that poison ripped through us. Can we get a bit more of a heal? Stay out of the poison. We should phase him again pretty soon. We do have passive health regen, so that's keeping us alive at the moment. Phased the boss. Whew. I gotta say, the boss fights in this game, considering it's a bullet heaven, the devs have done an insanely good job. There's, just compared to any other bullet heaven, I feel like the devs have really put their stamp on it, made it unique and their own. With a lot of bullet heaven, like not clones, but you know, there's a lot of bullet heavens on the market that are very, very similar, and I really appreciate that the devs have done things their own way with big ass boss fights like this. Oh, that's gonna hit us. Oof, that was a big hit, but we've healed a lot of health, so we're looking pretty good at the moment compared to where we were at, and the boss should be done now. Hell yeah. What a fight. And a ton of gold. The Leviathan surprisingly did the most damage there. Oh no, wait, Hammer Time. No, what am I talking about? An Iron Fist. That did 25,000 damage. That was way more damage than anything else. 172,000 total damage even. 91k damage on our basic attack. Damn. We get a better overview? No. Alright, well, that is going to be it for today's episode, guys, but thank you so much for tuning in. And if you liked what you see, then don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, you know, all the usual jazz. And yeah, if you want to see more of this game, please do let me know. Because the more I hear from you guys, the more content I'll make. But yeah, I will catch you in the next video. Ta-ta for now.